Hi there, my name is Erik and I play bass, and today we're gonna compare the Neural DSP Quad Cortex Mini to the DARKGLASS ANAGRAM. Before we get started with this video, this is not a sponsored video by Neural DSP nor by DARKGLASS Electronics. None of the companies have asked me to do this comparison. I'm doing this because you guys have asked me. You've been flooding my comment section about this, so here we are. However, both Neural DSP and DARKGLASS Electronics did send me these two units to beta test and demo and feature and all of that good stuff. So there's that, so you can, in a way, consider this a sponsored video. However, all thoughts and opinions voiced in this video are entirely my own. In this video, I'm using my Dingwall Combustion 5-string strung with Dingwall stainless steel strings. We are running into a Boss LS2 line selector so that we can switch between the two units, and both units are going straight into Logic Pro X through my SSL2 Plus with no post-processing whatsoever being applied to the signal. So with that being said and done, let's get started. So the first thing that we're going to check out is the booting time, because this is something where the ANAGRAM excels, and well, all of you guys already know this, but we're gonna try it out nonetheless. So on your marks, get set, go! Okay, both units have power. And the ANAGRAM is done. And the Quad Cortex is booting up.
He's coming around the corner! He's going for the receiver! He's going.
This is actually a pretty neat feature, you know, the tiny messages that you get while the QC is booting up. It's kind of cute, actually. And there we go. So around 53 seconds for the QC to start up, whereas the ANAGRAM, I didn't even check the time, it was really quick, but we are now alive and kicking. So what I've done here is that I've done two pretty much identical presets in terms of routing and in terms of, you know, the blocks used and whatnot, just to, you know, keep things fair. Before we dive into the tones, keep in mind that this video will probably just showcase a fraction of what these two units are capable of. Both the QC and the ANAGRAM are incredibly versatile units with insane capabilities. We are not gonna dive into neural captures or NAM captures in this video. I'm just gonna use stock blocks that are available on the units, save for on the QC, where we are using the Parallax plugin, which is something that you need to buy if you haven't done that already during the past, 5 years. But hey, full disclaimer, that's what's going on. Anyways, let's start off with perhaps the most interesting feature for both units, and that's the tuners. So in the Quad Cortex Mini, you can either have the tuner being engaged by pressing these two buttons or by doing like so. So I switched it to the D control as that felt more natural to me. And on the ANAGRAM, you hold down A. So let's check the tuning here. They are dead on, both of them. I mean, they showcase the same drift. So nothing to complain about in terms of the tuner. So to close the tuner on the ANAGRAM, press A again, and here press B. So what we got going here is that we got one signal that is being sent to the XLR outputs, and one is being sent to the quarter-inch output, to an on-stage amp, if you will. So both units handle that with great excellence, if you will. Nothing to complain about there. So we're going to compare some tones now, which I guess is what you're all waiting for. So here is the main tone. So QC. So the SVT on the ANAGRAM sounds slightly brighter, at least to my ears. I tried to match the settings on both units. So the SVT on the Quad Cortex does have a gain control. Whereas the one in the ANAGRAM does not. So you can't make the SVT in the ANAGRAM growl in the same way just by using the amp block. Just thought you should know that. However, both sound great. I think that the one in the anagram slightly brighter, I think. But yeah, potato, potato there. So we're gonna go for the first scene that I've got going here, and that is this one. It's where the B3K is being engaged, and we're gonna do like so as well. So here is on the quad cortex. On the anagram. Again, the anagram sounds brighter, but that could just be the cabinet. So we're gonna do like so. We're gonna disengage the cabinets now. So here's the QC without the cab. So one thing that I got asked about is pretty much this tone, I guess. And we're gonna engage the chorus now, just to see. So here's the SVT with some chorus. And keep in mind here that the quad cortex does have, you know, a plethora of choruses and flangers and whatnot, whereas the anagram, I mean, there are a few, but not nearly as many. As of now, knowing DARKGLASS, they will probably add way more units coming pretty soon. So just wanted to let that out here, so you know. Let's get back to some tones, shall we? So I've got a third tone saved here, and that is this one. As you might have noticed now, I've added a new block here, and that is the envelope filter, because I had added the sidechain one earlier, and that's on me. That was my mistake. So here is quad cortex. I mean, potato, potato. Both do the job. So there you have it. Those are, you know, three pretty simple setup scenes here on both units. Scene A. So I mean, both units sound great. Both units will serve you incredibly well. Just want to say that. With that being said and done, the quad cortex does offer you 4 scenes, just, you know, here on the unit itself. And if you press and hold B, you can access, you know, 4 more scenes. So you have 8 scenes in total, whereas on the anagram you have 3 without the use of an external MIDI foot switch, of course, but we're gonna leave that to a separate video. So there is that. So we're now gonna head into the metal territory, and here is where I actually need to do some tweaking with the anagram here. So we're gonna do like so. So what I've got going here now is that I've got Entropia loaded up on the anagram, and I've got Parallax loaded up on the QC. So here is some you know, metal tones for you. So here is the quad Cortex. Anagram. And here is where the QC, I think, excels, and that is because the Parallax block itself does have a cab sim built into it, which is applied to the highs and the mids, whereas the Entropia requires you to do some parallel routing with 2 instances of Entropia, which means that you can't really do what we're doing here within Entropia itself. With that being said and done, so as you probably saw in my dedicated Entropia video, you can get the same results as with Parallax, just with some clever routing within the anagram. So that's not a huge difference there. The main problem is that you can't, you know, go between this tone and this tone. And this tone. Within the same anagram preset as easily. I mean, you can of course do it if you're clever enough with the routing, but just wanted to put that out there. Another aspect where the QC has an advantage towards the anagram is the synth block. Which is, you know, super versatile and allows you to get some pretty insane synth tones. With that being said and done, that one takes quite a bit of, you know, tweaking and knob turning and whatnot. So there is that. So with that being said and done, I mean, both units work incredibly well for us bass players. Just for fun, we're gonna do like this. We're gonna try something here. So we're gonna do a brand new preset here. So here's what the clean slate looks like. You can zoom in and zoom out on the anagrams, which makes it a wee bit easier to see what you're doing here. So we're just gonna do like this, just for fun. Gonna do like so. We're gonna add right out of the box. Gonna add the limiter compressor. We're gonna add I mean, there are more bass amps in the anagram, worth mentioning, more bass amps available here, more bass caps. We're gonna add, oh, I don't know, piggy bass right out of the box. We're gonna add a cabinet here. We're gonna add the 810, like I did in the previous one, right out of the box. Same here, so quad Cortex out of the box. Which one sounds the best to you? I mean, you can't really tell, can you? And just for fun, let's add, you know, the OC2 here, same here, pitch Set them all. So QC. So which one do you prefer right now? Pretty hard to say, right? So let's do like so, and we're gonna add, just for fun, let's add the vintage microchips instead. I haven't done that on either units, so again, I'm not gonna tweak anything, just gonna add the blocks. So quad Cortex. One thing that's interesting, I think, is that if you compare the compressors here, the quad Cortex one is set for a much higher ratio than the one in the ANAGRAM. And again, the ANAGRAM is targeted towards bass players out of the box. So there is that. I guess, you know, I don't know why they set the quad Cortex compressors the way that they did, but there is probably a good reason for that. Just worth mentioning. So yeah, let's add the B3K as well, just for fun, just out of the box. So quad Cortex. Settings. So, because as you can see here, the one in the ANAGRAM has way more drive dialed in. It has the grunt engaged. Otherwise, they are exactly the same. So let's, you know what? Let's do that. Let's match them. 8.4 and growl on. Let's see how this sounds. So quad Cortex. The ANAGRAM does have the compressors that, you know, light up the input and output meters on the unit itself, whereas on the QC you need to go into specific blocks to see that, or, you know, press and hold on the output to be able to see that. There is that. The ANAGRAM does also have, whoops, the amazing graphic EQ here, which, you know, plays in real time, which is pretty darn cool, if I may say so myself. But yeah, again, both units will serve you incredibly well. Pick one, stick to one, learn how it works, and you'll be good to go. If you need more inputs and some more elaborate signal chain routing and perhaps more scenes just with the unit itself, then go with the QC. If you want something that's really easy to use and targeted towards bass players, get the ANAGRAM. The ANAGRAM is targeted towards bass players, so the blocks will suit bass better out of the box. If you're in need for excessive synth tones, get the QC because it has the synth block as of now. The ANAGRAM will probably get that as well. But yeah, there we have it. That's the Neural DSP Quad Cortex Mini and the DARKGLASS Electronics ANAGRAM compared side by side. If you have any questions, if you want me to showcase something more, leave it down below and I'll get to that as soon as humanly possible. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. My name is Erik and I play bass, and I'll see you guys and gals and cats and dogs in the next video. Until next time, take care. Bye.